Welcome everyone, I'm Jeff from the Overwatch team, and this is Overwatch This.
Hello everyone, it's Matt here from PCGamesN and I'm joined by Ben.
Hello.
And we are doing an Overwatch This special because a very special little something is happening in our beloved Overwatch.
It is indeed.
Let's kick off with replays.
Yeah, so they've kind of added highlights to the PTR, which is something that people have been asking for a long time. The ability to save them, and that they don't just disappear whenever you log out and that sort of thing. And it's really good. Basically,
yeah,
they've kind of done it in all the possible ways that I would have wanted. You can't keep them forever. They do still only stick about for 24 hours unless you deliberately save them. I think the coolest thing about it is even if you play at like 30 FPS at 720p because you don't have the best computer in the world, you can actually then export the highlight if you've got a super cool play at 4K and like the highest possible settings. It will take a while to do that at 60 FPS because video kind of production takes a long time. But basically what it's doing isn't just saving a video, it's saving I guess what it must be doing is saving the way everything was moving.
Sure.
And then it's re-rendering it.
I'm guessing it's a bit like how a play of the game system is saved, or like your kill cam, because that's been done over at Blizzard, isn't it? It's not necessarily been done on your machine.
Yeah, it's not just kind of a replay, it's like getting the info from the server. Yeah. So what is also cool about this is it means that there is a lot more scope for them to be able to move on to other stuff. There was a lot of talk over the last year when people kept requesting this, and Jeff Kaplan would post about it every so often, where he said that this was something that they needed to do to be able to get, for example, replays like proper full match replays working that you could then load up in the client and that sort of thing. It should also hopefully mean that they can move on to actually improving player the games in general. Yep. They've very clearly changed the algorithm a couple of times. You get a little less kind of somebody presses Q and everybody dies. There was a bit where mercy reses were just the easiest way to get players of the game in the world. So they've obviously been playing with the algorithm, but hopefully they can do some bigger changes as well with stuff like two-person play of the games. Everyone has the cool idea where you starts on a Zarya and you see her fire the Graviton Surge, and then it switches to fire or it switches to Diva, and they actually get all the kills. So that's kind of the small thing, but the larger thing.
Oh, the big thing, the one that we've been waiting for so long, finally got a change in how loot boxes work.
Yes,
we're scrapping the dupes. We're getting loads of new currency. Just tell us how it's all working.
So yeah, I mean we've been predicting this for a little bit. Like we said when they put that post up that was like, we're trying to listen to you about loot boxes. We knew that there would be a change coming. I thought it would actually be a little further down the line than this. But basically what they're doing is they've said the number of dupes is going to be drastically reduced. We're going to come on to our figures in a moment, in a second, but I expect that they've basically got rid of them. And if you get a dupe, the reason you have got that is because there are no longer any new items for you to receive. And they've also going to add more currency to boxes, because previously the way you were meant to get currency was that you would get duplicates, and now that you're very, very rarely going to get that, they've added more currency to boxes. So we are lucky enough to work in an office with a lot of people who have Overwatch accounts and able to spend our time, thankfully, opening loot boxes. So we grabbed 10 accounts, we opened 50 boxes. We are going to see if we can grab a few more accounts to just grab a few more boxes, because currently you get 5 free boxes on the PTR, but you can't actually buy any. So, this is the only way you can do it. As far as I know, this is the most anybody's opened. I'm sure somebody somewhere has 300 of their own accounts or something that they're slowly grinding through. But yeah, so we opened 50 boxes. Now, that isn't enough to make, really serious statistical, things that you can decide.
But we can get a flavour of it.
Yeah, there's some stuff that we can decide. We got 0 duplicates across all 10 of those accounts. Some of those accounts were a little low level. But for example, we did with your account, which is you've prestiged once, right?
Level 17,
and you're very used to getting a lot of duplicates in your boxes. Same thing with Kieran, our guy behind the camera. My account, I'm used to getting quite a lot of duplicates in boxes, and we saw absolutely none of them in the free PTR boxes. What's of note is that we also had one Lunar loot box that was just left over on one of the accounts that we were on. It was the actual site account, which people don't play on very much. We mostly use it for testing stuff like this. And that had 2 duplicates in it when we opened it.
Which suggests that this system doesn't apply to previous boxes, it's only new boxes.
Yeah, so the new algorithm, however it works, it probably just checks what you have and makes sure that that isn't going to be in your box, isn't going to be applied to boxes that you might have saved up. That may sound a little annoying, but it's kind of quite fair, because Otherwise, you'd be punished for all the loot boxes you've opened up to this point instead of saving them, which just wouldn't be the way you'd want it to be. On the currency side of things, again, we opened 50 boxes. We got 14 currencies. That's a roughly 25 to 30% currency drop rate. That seems to be about a 20% increase. I had a look at some numbers this morning that were based on various Reddit posts that people have made. It looks like it was previously about 8% of items were currencies. We got no legendary currencies. It was 8 rare, which are still 50 currency. They haven't changed those numbers. And 6 epic, still 150. We didn't get any common currency, so they haven't added a common currency. And yeah, so we didn't get any legendary ones either. I would expect the legendary currencies are probably as rare as they ever were, if not more so. But I also think, based on what we saw, that the rarity of higher rarity items has probably dropped slightly.
Okay.
That's partly because you will now get more currencies. So instead of you getting a rare skin that you would have got before, even if it was a duplicate, you now are getting a currency instead. X% more of the time, up to 20%, maybe a little bit more. But also they may have dropped it just to kind of keep the whole kind of economic system in balance.
Sure, that makes sense.
The overall kind of thing of all this means that it is a lot cheaper to get all of the items, and it is a lot cheaper to get all of the event items when the events roll.
Which is obviously the key thing that everyone wants.
Yeah, that's the important thing. I've seen some complaints. Most people are very happy about this, as you can imagine. I've seen some complaints that they could have rolled this out faster, or they should have done something about the anniversary boxes. I think, as we discussed at the time, the double XP thing for anniversary boxes was the
solution.
The solution there. That it was something they could do quickly that didn't require any testing. Similarly, the reason this is on the PTR is if this was bugged and then they sent it out and it broke, that would have been extremely bad. Like, imagine they got the numbers backwards by accident, right? And instead of 99% no dupes, you actually got 99% dupes for a day or something. That would be far, far worse than the fact that it's going to be tested for a couple of weeks on the PTR. Very positive change.
Yeah.
Interested to see if they do more, if they have to tweak this. Interested to find out, what the decision process was, what else they tried. Hopefully, some point in the next, couple of months, we'll get an interview with Blizzard. BlizzCon is kind of coming up, so I'm sure lots of people will ask them about it there. But in general, yeah, really happy about this.
Yeah, great. But how about you guys? What do you think? Have you opened your PTR boxes? What did you see? Did you actually get any duplicates, or are you convinced that we have completely removed them? Absolutely. Let us know. Put something in the comments. Have a discussion between yourselves. And if you did find the video informative, please give us a like, and why not subscribe to the channel? There's a bit of Overwatch This every week.
If not more.
If not more, yeah. But until next time, good luck and have fun.